Melbourne has filed an official complaint with Virgin Airlines, claiming they received North Melbourne's boots back from Gather Round instead of their own. The alleged mix-up, they claim, was responsible for them kicking just 3 goals to three-quarter time and getting smashed in marks, disposals, clearances, tackles, and inside 50s. Welcome back to AFL from LA. I'm your host, Cindye, and I'm standing outside of the Dresden Room, one of our most famous bars. You may have seen it in both Swingers and Anchorman. A few things I've learned this round. The head is sacrosanct. Sometimes. The Bulldogs aren't playing finals. And Adelaide fans are great fun. Now let's get to it. Oh wait, before we do, shout out to Sam Taylor. Don't scare us like that ever again. Okay, now let's get to it. Melbourne has filed an official complaint with Virgin Airlines, claiming they received North Melbourne's boots back from Gather Round instead of their own. The alleged mix-up, they claim, was responsible for them kicking just 3 goals to three-quarter time and getting smashed in marks, disposals, clearances, tackles, and inside 50s. After putting in frantic calls to Tullamarine Airport, Melbourne said their boots finally turned up at the G at three-quarter time, which allowed them to peg Brisbane's 7-goal lead back to 22 points. Virgin strenuously denies the claims in what is now being called Bootgate. When questioned about the controversy, Lions coach Chris Fagan, who had been seen spending time at Adelaide Airport, denied any wrongdoing, saying his best mate's brother's uncle just happened to work there and he stopped by to say good day. The Lions' win was their first at the G since 2022 and just their third in a decade at the Sporting Coliseum. They now go 2-3 for the season, while Goodies D's sit at 3-2. What I found fascinating is how David King said, "They smashed the D's in the coach's box with a midweek plan that came up trumps." Midweek plan that came up trumps. Joey Montagna then smiled, "Great planning, great execution from the Lions." The Lions have a 9-day break before their next game against the Cats in Brisbane. I imagine Chris Scott and the boys will be packing their own boots for this one. Last week, I revealed how Matty Nix was having a midweek Barbie to introduce the Adelaide midfield to the Adelaide forwards. Insiders tell me that the sausage sizzle was a roaring success. Along with bottles of Penfolds Grange and beef tenderloin, Tex Walker was seen exchanging numbers with Rory Laird, and Fogarty remarked, "What a great bloke that Jordan Dawson is." I understand the Hawthorn Football Club is now planning a similar player meet and greet after watching the Crows go on to beat the Blues by 2 points at Marvel. Have to admit, I was a bit disappointed that not one journo asked Nix about the Barbie in the presser. Then again, it's not like you can ever hear them because the AFL still refuses to mic them up. Are you listening to this, Laura Kane? Look, the Crows were awesome. They played the way I thought they were going to start the season. Big Tex kicking 4, Rankin kicking 3, and dazzling in the midfield. And I mean, did you see that pressure gauge? 211 to 210. Does anyone actually know how they calculate that bloody thing? Nobody knows? You just go with it. Got it. The Crows have got the Bombers in Adelaide next, and then the Kangaroos. That could see them sitting at 3-4 and still a chance to make the 8. But it's the game after that I'm getting the popcorn ready for. Adelaide versus Port. Zach Butters is receiving scans on his hip after Baily Banfield's head got in the way of him in the ball. It'll be a nervous wait for Port fans as they keep their fingers crossed that the star midfielder will be fit to play against the Pies in Melbourne next week. It's understood that Banfield is remorseful for his act, which posed significant injury to an oncoming player's hip, something the AFL has recently cracked down on. Some fans are also angry at the umpire's decision to call play on at the time, despite the replay clearly showing Banfield's head making contact with Butters' hip. Fox Footy commentators, though, commended Butters for his bravery and attack at the contest. The incident came late in the last quarter with the game up for grabs. We shudder to think what might have happened if Banfield had played for high contact. A free kick to the Dockers might have seen them take the lead and win the game. Fortunately, the footy gods smiled and the umpires got it right again. Given Frio's horror 7-day stay in Adelaide, in which they lost to Carlton and Port, we're all hoping they can take away some valuable lessons. Namely, not saying bad words within earshot of an umpire, and secondly, not to put their body on the line in the dying minutes of a game against a Brownlow medal fancy. Now we can move on. And if you're enjoying the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and maybe even say good day in the comments. The West Coast Eagles had to go in for throat scans on Monday after pulling up sore from singing the team song, something they haven't done since since August of last year, and something Fox Footy conveniently cut away from. Sources reveal that weekly rehearsals are now being scheduled that include lyric sheets, hot tea with honey, and throat lozenges. Eagles coach Adam Simpson tried to play down the rehearsal talk, saying contested footy and ball movement were their top priorities. When asked about the conductor baton and harmonica in his hand, Simpson flatly refused to comment. Oh my God, the Eagles won! And by 7 goals! That's right, in the battle of the inaugural Don't Argue Cup, Harley Reid's West Coast Eagles defeated Dusty Martin's Tigers in front of nearly 50,000 never gonna give you up Eagles fans at Optus. Jake Waterman, 6 goals, 13 marks. Elliot Yeo, 27 disposals, 2 goals. Harley Reid, 27 touches, 7 clearances, and the Don't Argue that was felt across the country. I understand the West Australian is doing a 2-page commemorative spread. We won the wooden spoon last year. And yeah, Freo will probably make us pay this week for their Adelaide trip, but the Eagles are sitting in 16th right now, have the most exciting player in the comp, and are playing a brand of footy that the fans can get around. Could this change? Absolutely. But you take the wins where you can get them in this game. So I, for one, will be proudly practicing. We're the Eagles, the West Coast Eagles.